Good evening and welcome to Premier League Live with me, Caoimhan Ferris, for a brand new season. The 24-25 season ended with Liverpool lifting the Premier League trophy at Anfield, and 82 days on, we're at Anfield again, and it's the venue for the season opener. Champions Liverpool look to begin their defence of their title against Andoni Iraola's Bournemouth. Your one last kick. This is going to be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through. Wants to add a fourth. And does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me! That is absolutely unbelievable! Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible! Well, it has been a busy summer with transfer sagas gripping fans across the Premier League. The most high profile is one that still continues to rumble on, and that, of course, of Alexander Isak, which does involve one of the teams we watched tonight. We'll talk about all that drama and action that has taken place across the summer. This weekend, throughout the weekend, we have 6 of the 10 opening games here on the opening weekend on LFS. Let's have a look at them then. These are the 6 games we have for you across the weekend. Liverpool-Bournemouth kicks us off tonight at Anfield. The first Saturday action of the season sees Eddie Howe's Newcastle head to Villa Park to face Unai Emery's Aston Villa from 12:30. Following that, the Saturday evening action comes from Molineux as Wolves host Manchester City at 5:30. Tomorrow, Sunday, is where the headline makers reside, as a London derby opens the action as Chelsea face Crystal Palace from 2 o'clock, followed by the highlight of the weekend as 2 old foes face off at Old Trafford as Ruben Amorim's Manchester United host Mikel Arteta's Arsenal from 4:30. The opening weekend concludes at Elland Road as newly promoted Leeds United host Everton from 8 o'clock. Well, all of those games are live on LFS with live watch-along commentaries to keep you right up to date with all of the action. But we also have more games for you. The other 4 games that we don't have commentaries of here on LFS: Brighton against Fulham, Sunderland against West Ham, Burnley against Tottenham, and that one on Sunday as well, Nottingham Forest against Brentford. But 6 out of the 10 games are live here on LFS, and after this we're going to get that first game and we're going to talk about the 2 teams that play tonight. It's Liverpool and Bournemouth. We'll preview that next. Welcome back to LFS for Premier League Live on the opening night of the new Premier League season. Thank you very much for joining us. Great to have you all with us in the chat. Do let us know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Front Kid in the chat. Saf1 plays. Hunter Simpkin as well. Thank you very much, everybody, for getting involved in the chat. Do let us know what you think of tonight's game and who you think's going to win and by what scoreline. Let us know. This is what the opening weekend of the Premier League looks like, and that is certainly an exciting one to look forward to. But let's look at what Liverpool have done this summer, because the champions haven't rested on their laurels. They're here and they want to stay at the top, and let's have a look at what they've done across this summer transfer window. Well, they've brought in some big players, including just a few hours ago as well. These are the 6 major signings that they have made. Florian Wirtz, of course, top of that list, £110 million base fee for the player. Of course, the club record signing and the Premier League club record signing at this moment in time. Jeremy Frimpong also joined him. He was a teammate of Florian Wirtz's at Bayer Leverkusen. He joined for just under £30 million at the full-back, replacing Trent Alexander-Arnold at right-back, of course. Milos Kerkez comes in. He was at Bournemouth last season, of course. £40 million he was signed from Bournemouth for Liverpool to be that new generation left-back for them. Georgi Marmadashvili, who was actually signed last summer but went back on loan to Valencia, so he makes his return to Liverpool, and he is involved on the bench tonight. We'll get to team news very shortly. So his loan at Valencia ended, so that's why he's back at the club this season. A big money centre-forward signing for Liverpool. £82 million put on the head of Hugo Ekitike, the Frenchman who starts up front tonight. And of course Giovanni Leone, £29 million, who just joined in the last few hours, was announced by Liverpool, the young defender from Parma. Now the gross spend is massive, £290.6 million, but if you look at the sales from Liverpool, over £200 million generated in sales, including the reports that Ben Doak will be leaving the club for £25 million this summer. That is the expectation. So the net spend is around just under £90 million, which is somewhat of an extreme kind of small margin, considering how much Liverpool have spent on the big players that they've brought in. Well, let's see how they start their campaign in Liverpool. Their first 6 Premier League games is as follows. They host Bournemouth tonight. They then head to Newcastle next Monday night for that big game at St James's Park. And could Isak be involved for either club come that time next week? Then Arsenal come to Anfield at the end of August on the Super Sunday, 31st of August. And then September is like this. A trip to Turf Moor against newly promoted Burnley. Then Everton in the Merseyside derby at Anfield on the 20th of September, followed by Crystal Palace away, a side who beat Liverpool just last weekend in the Community Shield. That's on the 27th of September. Those dates are subject to change, by the way. In terms of their opponents tonight, Bournemouth, well, their first 6 games aren't easy either. They head to Liverpool tonight. They host Wolves next weekend, then Tottenham away the following weekend. Then Brighton at home, followed by Newcastle at home, and Leeds United away. So some tough games in there for Bournemouth in their first couple. Look at Mo Salah. What a player he is for Liverpool. 29 goals, 18 assists last season. The record for the most goal involvements in a season, 47. His XG was the best in the league. His third for expected assists as well. The most shots, the 71st for touches. But compare that to how many he had in the opposition box. He is first for that. So his threat is not diminished for Mohamed Salah. And we did our predictions. My predictions came out yesterday. We did the video, and the video came out. If you haven't watched that already, that would be fantastic to go and have a look at that. And let's have a look at my predictions. This is where I think each team will finish this season. I have Liverpool to be the champions, Arsenal, Man City and Chelsea to make up the top 4, Newcastle staying steady at 5th, Man United moving up the table in 6th is what I predict, and then just missing out on those European battles of Spurs, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace will be up there this season, and then the mid-table teams, Fulham, Brighton, Everton, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, and then I think we will have 6 teams in a relegation battle this year: West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Wolves, Brentford, Burnley, in that order. I think we'll have more teams that are kind of newly promoted battling a bit better. I think this season Sunderland and Leeds will be a good, 2 good teams, and I've spent money. Certainly Sunderland have spent money, and we'll see them in action tomorrow as well. Leeds on Monday night as well. But Brentford and Wolves I have predicted to go down, and a lot of people are predicting that. A lot of change at Brentford, a lot of change at Wolves as well over the summer. So there is some circumstances there. In terms of my weekend predictions, we're going to do this every weekend. So for the next 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks of the Premier League season, we will have a Friday night game for you. So I will be doing my week predictions. This is match week 1. I'm predicting Liverpool to win 3-1 tonight. Villa 2-2 against Newcastle tomorrow. Brighton to win 2-1 against Fulham. Sunderland 1-1 against West Ham. Tottenham to beat Burnley. City to win away at Wolves. Chelsea to nick that London derby. Forest just to get past Brentford. Arsenal to win at Old Trafford. And Leeds against Everton ending in a draw. That's my predictions. We're ready and waiting. 82 days it's been since the Premier League. And we are back at Anfield. Kick-off and team news is next. Here are the teams for tonight's game then. Alisson starts in goal for Liverpool. A new look defence. 4 of Liverpool's starting 11 make their debuts tonight, including Jeremy Frimpong at right back, Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk, the usual centre-back partnership, with Milos Kerkez making his Premier League debut at left back. Alexis McAllister comes in for the suspended Gravenberch. Dominic Szoboszlai and Florian Wirtz starts in the 10 on his debut. Cody Gakpo and Mo Salah a commonplace for Liverpool in the wide areas, with Ugo Ekitike starting up front. On the bench, Mamardashvili, Robertson, Gomez, Endo, Jones, Elliott, Nyoni, Chiesa and Ungamoa. For Bournemouth tonight, a new goalkeeper for them, Dori Petrovic, as they have 3 debutants. All 3 of their summer signings start this evening. Petrovic in goal, a back 4 of Smith, Diakite, who makes his debut, Senesi and Trufer, who also makes his debut at left back. Adams and Scott are in midfield, with Tavernier in the 10, Brooks off the left, Semenyo off the right, and Evan Nielsen starting up front for the Cherries. On the bench for Bournemouth tonight, Dennis, Araujo, Hill, Soler, Billing, Winterburn, Traore, Krupe and Reece Doughton. A lot of change for Bournemouth over the summer and a lot of exodus of players. We'll talk about that this evening, and we'll talk about Liverpool the champions as we get ready for kick-off at Anfield. Liverpool v Bournemouth gets the new season underway, and that's next. Sure, one last kick. This is going to be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this, and Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions, and there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's behind the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a 4th, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Race again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible. Welcome back to Premier League Live. Kick-off at Anfield very shortly, as You'll Never Walk Alone, the famous anthem of this glorious stadium, rings around in its 60,000 strong tonight, and it's an emotional night for Liverpool and their fans, with the loss of Andre Silva and their player Diogo Jota this summer in a tragic car crash. We will have a minute's silence to remember both players. A beautifully led tribute there, and a memorial on the Anfield, the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand and the Kop, remembering both players who were tragically lost this summer. Right, to the football then. Great to have you all with us for this one this evening. It is Antonio Iraola's Bournemouth, who didn't score against Liverpool in either of their Premier League meetings last season, against Arne Slot's champions, who want to get off to the perfect start in defence of their title. we're all but ready to go. Liverpool in their home strip of their new Adidas strip this evening, all red, and Bournemouth in their away strip this evening of blue and black stripes. Our referee this evening is Anthony Taylor. He is the man in the middle, a very experienced referee, and he will kick off the new season. Liverpool kicking towards the Anfield Road end in the first half as we get the 25-26 season underway. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That would be greatly appreciated. And we thank each and every one of you who's joining us for our season opener tonight here at Anfield as Liverpool host Bournemouth. And it's one of 6 Premier League games and live watch-along commentaries we'll have for you this weekend here on LFS. Well, thank you very much for joining us. As Liverpool have the early possession with Ibrahima Konate. And back to Alisson. He returns to the goal. Of course, Georgi Marmadashvili's got a couple of games in pre-season. Liverpool's actually goalkeeper room is the most frivolous and the deepest probably of their whole squad. A total of 4 goalkeepers for Liverpool. McAllister with that reverse ball, a little bit forceful. Gives the ball away a little cheaply as Alex Scott has it for Bournemouth. He works it back the way to Diakite, making his debut tonight in the Bournemouth centre-back position. Linking up with his goalkeeper early, who also on his debut is Diakite, gives it away to Gakpo. Gakpo across at Szoboszlai, lays it off to Salah. Salah into the box, headed away by Diakite, who made up for his mistake. And now Bournemouth want to counter, but Konate does well. Spots the danger of Brooks escaping down that left, and he closes the door pretty comfortably there. Well, of course, Liverpool want to start on the front foot. They have a lot of quality in trying to do that with Ugo Ekitike and Florian Wirtz. 2 changes to that front line for Liverpool for this season, and certainly will be an interesting and a very intriguing season for the Reds, of which, of course, we will keep a very, very close eye on across the season. Here is Ugo Ekitike, who has the first shot of the game, but it's low and hard and easily caught by Đorđe Petrović in the Bournemouth goal. He ultimately makes a comfortable save on that occasion. That was the first attack. He scored his first goal for Liverpool. He got his account open last week, Ugo Ekitike, scoring in the 4th minute of that Community Shield at Wembley. It didn't end the way Liverpool certainly started that game, losing on penalties to Crystal Palace at Wembley, and Palace picking up their 2nd bit of silverware in their history in as many months. It was a fabulous performance from Oliver Glasner's side as that long ball by Petrović was guided by Konate back to his keeper Alisson. Here is Virgil van Dijk. Captains Liverpool tonight, of course. And Ekitike does well, lays it off to Wirtz. Back to Ugo Ekitike, nice close control. And he rolls it round the corner, that's lovely. Finds Cody Gakpo off the left. Smith in his way as Kierkegaard tries the lower cross. Well dealt with in there, and Adams trying to work out from the back. Smith goes long, up the field to breach the danger. And the 2 Liverpool centre-backs on the scene there as Konate has to deal with a tricky ball. And Van Dijk gets rid up to the centre forward. Ekitike, he's got lots of space here. Very open game. Salah down the right hand side, takes a touch. Mohamed Salah, he's got Frimpong on the overlap. It's Salah! Good save by Petrović. It's so Mohamed Salah coming off the inside, off that right hand side. Again, the space is open. Surprised how open Bournemouth are here. Salah does really well. He waits for Frimpong on the overlap to go past him. He cuts back inside. He opens up his body. Has that shot with the left foot. And it's a very good save by Đorđe Petrović. And it will be a Liverpool corner. Well, there's the first chance for Salah of the season. And here's going to be Florian Wirtz's first corner for Liverpool off this left side. Goes short to the near post. Back to Wirtz. Fizzed out to Jeremy Frimpong here. Now out to the right hand side for Salah. Body still in the box for Liverpool. Salah whips the cross in. It's Virgil van Dijk who heads over the bar. That was better from Liverpool. It looked like the corner had just gone past them. It looked like they kind of messed it up a bit, but they kept it alive. It's Salah on that right side, and he whips a ball in right onto the head of Virgil van Dijk, who just heads it over the top of the crossbar. Not too far away, but it is over the bar, and a goal kick will come Bournemouth's way. But that's positive from the champions. A good press here from Liverpool again. Wirtz, bit short. Now falls to Salah. And they're scrambling to get it away, Bournemouth, with Tavernier. But Liverpool's press, so intense. Although Evan Nielsen here under a bit of pressure. And Frimpong got the last touch on that one. It's actually going to be a throw into Bournemouth. It is on that left-hand side. Again, Bournemouth have looked open in these early moments. Liverpool have pressed intensely, but a couple of unforced errors as well from Bournemouth. Playing out from the back as Petrovic goes long this time. Kirkes with a good battle with Semenyo. McAllister out of Van Dijk and keeping the ball moving in the air there. Liverpool is Van Dijk with a heavy touch. Semenyo takes it, but he will be reversing the ball backwards. Goes well to get it into the middle. Finds Senesi. Round the corner it goes here for the bursting run of Truffert down the left-hand side. And he will whip a ball in. And it's Semenyo, who under the pressure of Kirkes absolutely skied it. But Truffert there breaks down that left-hand side. Frimpong can't leave his man alone, so he can't go and get him. Soberslai's a bit slow to get there. And the cross comes in from Truffert. And Kirkes does just enough to put Antoine Semenyo off, and he absolutely skies the shot completely off balance. But that was positive from Bournemouth on their first real breakaway of the game. But Kirkes did enough in a defensive position against his former club, of course, Milos Kirkes, this evening on his Premier League debut for Liverpool. £40 million was his fee that Liverpool paid for him. Arguably the best left back in the Premier League last season in terms of performance anyway. As Frimpong adjusts to an awkward header there and tracking back with Szoboszlai, who did well, but he couldn't keep the ball in play as he'd won the ball back there. But it will be a Bournemouth throw down the left side. A positive start for the champions, as Safwan says in the chat there. But Bournemouth maybe in the last minute or so, maybe trying to impose themselves a little bit more on Liverpool. Of course, a lot to talk about with Andoni Iraola and his team. As I said, a lot of exodus of players this summer for big money, especially defensively, with a lot of their players going out the door. Long throw here from Bournemouth, up and away by Konate. Back to Semenyo, and works it back to Smith. Now Tyler Adams, who will be the last man there for Bournemouth. But he's going to reverse it back to his keeper, Djordje Petrovic, who takes control of the ball. A little bit awkwardly. It's kept in play though. And Liverpool trying to press Bournemouth into a mistake, and Petrovic goes long again. And that ball round the back will easily be caught by Konate, but he completely overhits the back pass to Alisson. That was a little bit of a mistake there by Konate. Lapse of concentration, and that's going to be a corner to Bournemouth. Again, you think Frimpong does well in his battle, and then Konate just has a simple back pass to his keeper. And he just completely overhits it, the Frenchman. And that's going to be a corner to Bournemouth. And a bit of a cheap corner at that. So a chance for Bournemouth to put pressure on Liverpool here from this set piece. Left hand side. Taken short. Worked in with an in-swinger, but caught by Alisson, who has the calmest hands in the Premier League. One of the best goalkeepers in the world, certainly the best Premier League goalkeeper in terms of all-round ability and those one-on-ones that he is so incredible at against some of the Premier League's best strikers. He still comes out on top, Alisson, as he goes long this time to find his striker. Ekitike's header a bit bouncy. Wirtz putting pressure on McAllister. And Szoboszlai couldn't bring it down that time. Nice Semenyo. A little bit sloppy there as the ball in behind Kirkes, and Smith was closed down by Van Dijk. Again, they're trying things, Bournemouth. On that occasion, that was nicely worked. Semenyo, he knew that Smith was going to go on the underlap in behind Kirkes. They knew what they were doing there, Bournemouth, and As Smith tried to cross it, it was charged down by Van Dijk. And another Bournemouth corner, of which David Brooks will take from this right-hand side. Left-footed, in-swinger. Oh, headed round the back post, cleared away as Salah takes control. And he tries to get Liverpool on the charge. But a very good challenge there by Truffert. Denies Salah a run. And he will just give Liverpool the throw. But see this again from the corner. Flicked on at the near post by Evan Nielsen. And then headed away at the back post by a Liverpool player. Ekitike, nice control. Just about gets it to Salah. Back to Ekitike. Now Wirtz. Lovely finding Salah. Salah now tries to roll it in behind for Gakpo. And Smith takes no kind of dangers there and puts it behind for the corner. Again, the first time we've really seen the Liverpool front four link up in tight spaces. It was lovely passing, and then Salah's ball a bit too narrow to Gakpo, but it put Smith in two minds and he didn't want to take a risk and put it behind for the Liverpool corner. It's end to end here in the first 10 minutes. Very exciting opening start to this game in the new Premier League season. Corner in the left hand side. Florian Wirtz to take for Liverpool. Lots of height in there. Wirtz, in-swinger, right-footed. Up and away at the near post. It's still not cleared though as Petrovic is commanding and deals with the ball there. And Szoboszlai a little bit. Thought he was a little bit late on the man. The referee says no. It's just going to be a throw-in to Liverpool, which they've taken quickly. Tavernier thought it was a foul on Szoboszlai, but the referee says there was nothing in it. And we play on. Kirkes to his compatriot Szoboszlai. Now here's McAllister. Fends off a challenge. Plays it to Wirtz. Quick feet, Florian Wirtz. Back to Dominik Szoboszlai. And now Virgil van Dijk will ping one out to the left channel for his compatriot, but it's too high and too much for Cody Gakpo. And that one goes out for a Bournemouth throw deep in their own half. Long ball from that throw in from Bournemouth. Van Dijk closed it down, but there is a chance on the counter here for Bournemouth. Down this left-hand side, it's Brooks and Frimpong trying to tussle with him. Brooks has got a hold of Frimpong there, and both tussling for the ball. All fair, says the referee. It's Bournemouth working towards the box. Tavernier sees it back out wide here to Brooks. Working between the lines. Truffert, is he offside? The flag stays down. Truffert whips the ball into the box. Headed back across and away by Konate. And Ugo Ekitike trying to battle for Liverpool, and he does well. And Salah finds it through. Oh, Ekitike couldn't get on the end of it, but the cry's a handball. And it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. Or actually, is it going to go against Liverpool there? I think it is. Maybe the Liverpool fans are questioning whether it was handball on the Bournemouth defender who was the last man. But Anthony Taylor hasn't seen it that way. And he's going to explain it to both captains, Smith and Van Dijk. I'll see it again. Senesi here. He does handle the ball. He throws his hand at the ball. I'm sorry, but his right hand connects with the ball. Whether he means it or not, his hand hits the ball away from Ugo Ekitike. That's surely handball. Deliberate as well. Oh, maybe it doesn't. It might come off his fingertips, but it's very tight. To me, that looks like handball, but that is a bit controversial. Marcus Senesi, a very lucky boy in the opening night to get away with that one. Smith with a free kick that Bournemouth got, which was quite a shock to Liverpool, as in the end that free kick comes to nothing and Liverpool get a goal kick. Was a little bit of a shock there, but that was very strange. There's going to be a yellow card coming out here to David Brooks. Now, we were looking at a replay of the handball incident before that, so we haven't really seen why David Brooks has been given a yellow card, but he has. I mean, from that angle, it's as clear as day that he swipes the ball. I mean, I don't understand how they've missed that. I really don't know. Salah working it round the corner. Here's Cody Gakpo. He's in. Gakpo, good battling by Smith, but Gakpo still got the ball. So he was well challenged there, the Dutchman. And Bournemouth try and break out again with Semenyo a little bit loose. Liverpool work it nicely. Florian Wirtz finding Salah, who comes inside, flicks it over the top, and just away from Ugo Ekitike. But as I was saying there a minute or so ago, how the VAR didn't see that Marcus Senesi, yes, he didn't have control of his ball in the first instance, but what he does is when the ball, he sees it going past him, he stretches his arm out and he flicks the ball with his hand. I am in complete disbelief as to how they haven't seen that. I am baffled. Again, as I say, we don't want to see red cards. We don't want to see all this early in the season. We don't want to see players getting sent off and it might ruin the game. But the rules are the rules. And if it's a handball, deliberate, which on the replay it looked, how VAR haven't seen that and recommended a review by the referee Anthony Taylor is beyond me. That's a nice throw by Liverpool. Ekitike down the left channel. Challenge there by Diakite. Challenged strongly. Went down. The referee said no foul. And Szoboszlai, trying to win the ball back, does commit a free kick. Or does commit a foul, which gets Bournemouth a free kick. On the slot saying it's a dive. Quite emphatically there. And see that Ugo Ekitike moment as well there. We saw. Wasn't much contact in that for me. Smith to take the throw. Well, we've certainly not had a chance to breathe in the first 17 minutes of this game so far. Still 0-0 here at Anfield as the champions Liverpool host Bournemouth on the opening night of the new campaign. One of 6 Premier League commentaries we have for you this weekend here in LFS. And thank you all for joining us this evening. It's great to have you all with us for this one. Ball around the back again there from Bournemouth, but Konate wasn't sure about that one, and Frimpong tries to flick it forward, given away cheaply. That was a little bit unnecessary from Konate, really. But Evan Nielsen was offside there, so it doesn't really matter. As he was the one pressing Konate, and he was in an offside position. Oh, a player from the back there, got away with it there, Liverpool. Szoboszlai, Ekitike, back to Szoboszlai. Goes out wide to Gakpo. Nice little flick. But he is offside, Cody Gakpo. Well, that attack comes to a pretty quick end. Both sides penalised for offsides in the last 30 seconds or so. Back to Jorge Petrovic here for Bournemouth. Goes long on the right hand side again. Kirkes battling with his former teammate Semenyo, and Kirkes had the last touch before it went out of play. Semenyo with a throw in, dealt with by Van Dijk and away by Kirkes. Flick on by Wirtz, but there was no one ahead of him to keep the possession for Liverpool. Back to Petrovic again for Bournemouth. Of course, made that move from Chelsea this summer. Of course, Neto left Bournemouth, so they had to replace their keeper. And Jorge Petrovic is the man. One of 3 major signings they've made this summer. And as I said, all 3 of those summer signings for Bournemouth make their Premier League debuts tonight. Jorge Petrovic in goal. Bafode Diakite, it's centre back, and then down the left-hand side, Audrien Truffert in defence as well. So a lot of change in that defence and goalkeeping position for Bournemouth, which they will get used to and have to get used to over the coming weeks. Hence, before the game actually from Andoni Iraola, that his team would be still active in the window before the summer transfer window closes. The deadline in a few weeks' time. Monday the 1st of September as the 20th minute arises here at Anfield, and Of course, as has been the case for a lot of the Liverpool games since Diogo Jota's passing, the fans rise to their feet in applause of their player Diogo Jota, who will be forever the number 20 at Anfield. His shirt number was retired at all levels of the sport in Liverpool colours. Forevermore, the number 20 for Liverpool. Many fans holding shirts aloft with his name on the back and his famous number, and scarves as well raised into the sky for Diogo Jota. 60,000 strong inside Anfield applaud what was a star player, and I was commentating on his final goal for Liverpool at the Merseyside derby back in April, and what a unbelievable moment it was. A truly Diogo Jota goal that he scored, just so perfectly him, and it was a wonderful goal to score. Szoboszlai swinging it out to the far right side, brought down well by Salah. Salah coming inside, not many options forward. He gives it off to Szoboszlai again, back to McAllister here. Salah inside now. Salah dribbling through. Salah going all the way. Oh, well stopped by Tavernier. And Bournemouth again getting the better defensively out of the Liverpool attack. Again, it's Liverpool that are trying different things. Here's Weerts. Weerts, edge of the box. Going to roll it through, and a little bit heavy. And cleared away again by Bournemouth. Van Dijk. Konate. Back to Virgil van Dijk. Now Milos Kerkez. Nice work there from McAllister in a tight area. Ekitike keeps it alive. Weerts was dispossessed. The referee was playing advantage, but wasn't much of an advantage there. But he said play on. Here is Weerts. Flicks it round the corner. Salah. And he stay onside. Is he going to keep it in play? He's going to do both. Salah up against True Fair. This is a tough challenge. Salah cuts it back to Frimpong. Bodies arriving into the box. Cuts it back to Szoboszlai for Liverpool. Down the right side is Salah. Salah who lifts it into the middle. And it's up and into the air and into the hands of Djordje Petrovic in the Bournemouth goal. Left a little bit too much on it there, Mohamed Salah. Petrovic with a kick out. Nicely taken down by Scott, but he's lost the control of the ball there to McAllister. Now Szoboszlai. A little bit ponderous. McAllister does get it to Salah, and Salah tries to get it towards Ekitike, who does a lot of physicality. Still in the box, he goes down! But it's going to be a foul against Liverpool from Ekitike fending off the defender, and that's going to be a free kick to Bournemouth. Yeah, a little bit overly physical on that occasion, says the referee on Diakite from Ugo Ekitike, and that's what gets Bournemouth a free kick. Certainly full of energy this first 25 or 23 and a half minutes of the new Premier League season. Both sides filled with energy and intensity, and that anticipation of a new campaign. That is 82 days in the waiting it was, and we are finally here and witnessing it all. Florian Weerts out wide to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo drifting off to the inside. He closed down, but Weerts is there to keep the attack alive for Liverpool, and he was bounced off the ball there by one of the Bournemouth players. No foul, says the referee. Kirkes committed in a challenge. And there's another crunching one from McAllister. And that's going to be a free kick to Bournemouth. Foul on Antoine Semenyo. Certainly throwing in the challenges there, Liverpool. It was Kirkes first and then McAllister thought, I'll have some of this. And he got himself involved too. But the Liverpool fans weren't too happy that Florian Weerts was seen off the ball by Semenyo. They felt that was a foul in the build-up before the foul afterwards, but the referee again trying to let things flow as much as possible. Anthony Taylor, is from what I can gather. Long kick up the middle. Van Dijk and Kirkes there trying to fend the ball off. Goes out for a Bournemouth throw on the right-hand side for the Cherries, of which Antoine Semenyo will take this throw. A good competitive game so far. Antoine Semenyo to take this throw in, then off the right-hand side. All the Liverpool players back in the box. Semenyo with a long throw. Up and in there was Ekitike. Veerts got it away too, and as did Gakpo. And Salah putting pressure on as he tried the counter-attack moment. And Frimpong has a bit of battling to do with Brooks again. The physicality of Jeremy Frimpong does really well there defensively. And it will be a Liverpool free kick. That was the first real bit of intense defending we've seen Jeremy Frimpong have to do. And he passed that one with flying colours. And defending off a very tricky customer in David Brooks. So Allison will take this free kick for Liverpool. Deep in their own half. They'll send the players up the field and try and keep the ball in the Bournemouth half, Liverpool. Allison with a launch forward. Again, the target was Ekitike. Senesi did well to win that first ball. Liverpool win the ball in the midfield though with McAllister. He recycles it back to Konate. Now Virgil van Dijk. Kirkes. Back to Van Dijk. Gets it off quickly to Szoboszlai. He overhits it slightly, but Konate's there to deal with it. And lovely little close control. Finds it out wide to Salah. Bodies arriving into the box. Overlapping is Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong has it on the far right side. Back it goes there to Szoboszlai. Veerts drifting back into the middle. He reverses it. Closed out, but Szoboszlai's there to pick it up again. He's trying through the middle again. But Bournemouth fending off these Liverpool attempts more than once. And Liverpool recycle it again with Van Dijk. Veerts. Now Frimpong. Those two have linked up many a time before. Frimpong with a cross. Ugo Ekitike tried one. He's going to get the corner. As a deflection came off Diakite last. And that will be a Liverpool corner. That was better from Liverpool, who won the ball back quickly around the halfway line and then moved it forward nicely. And Frimpong with that cross towards Ekitike, defended well by Diakite, but Ekitike did enough to get the corner out of the situation. And Ekitike, Van Dijk and Konate in conversation about the tactic for this corner. This will be Liverpool's third corner of the game, the first actually from the right hand side, but hold on a second, the referee has to come across to the sideline here. Anthony Taylor has to sort one or two things out. I don't know what's going on, but it's enough for the referee to want the attention. And, both managers are being called over. The fourth official's there, the Premier League match official is there as well. There's something going on. I think some technical issues maybe, or maybe it is a bit of conversation between both managers. I'm not too sure, but the fourth official is writing a lot down there. Well, I'm not too sure what's going on at the minute. The players are coming over and asking what's going on, and they're actually going to have a stoppage here for the minute because they're taking on some lick. Well, the referee has now left the sideline and he's going to come over back to play. I'm not really sure what that was all about. I don't even think the players or they even know too much either. Well, we do apologise for not understanding completely what has happened, but we do have a corner here for Liverpool in this right hand side, which at the minute I'm having some technical difficulties keeping a grip on. 30 minutes gone. Liverpool corner, right hand side. Trying to keep an eye on this, because at the minute we're having some technical difficulties. Seems to be a common theme. Corner for Liverpool, right hand side then, as we get back underway. Corner up high into the middle. The flick on from Van Dijk is caught by Jorge Petrovic again. And of course we will try and let you know what actually has happened and why it has happened, and certainly give you as much information as possible as to why we had that little stoppage, but we will keep you up to date with that. I don't think anybody really knows what's going on. Certainly I've opened social media for the first time since the game has started, and there is a lot of discourse, let's just say, over the situation that occurred at the very early moments of the game, which saw the handball from Marcus Senesi that wasn't given by the officials, but a lot of discourse on social media. I am sure you know about that and keeping up to date with that, I'm sure. I still haven't a clue what actually happened a few minutes ago when we had the stoppage. I have not got a clue what that was about. But we're back and underway and we're okay to continue, but I'm confused as to what that was all about. Zekatike trying to battle for the ball there. It's just gone out of play. I do apologise. I can tell you now, my screen is like an old 1980s crackly TV. It's ridiculous at the minute. I don't know what's going on with our services. At the minute, the stream is being done where I am here in the stream, and we're getting internet and stuff sorted, and not just internet, but a whole TV system and stuff reinstalled and kind of fixed, because we're having some issues, but those issues haven't been resolved completely yet, so I do apologise for any break-up in the stream or anything like that. I do apologise, but these are little things that test us in life, and it's about how we react to them to do this. I do apologise profusely for the experience that might not be at its best, but I do apologise. Liverpool bring it down to midfield again. There's been a lot of just cohesion. Liverpool trying to work out their passing lanes, work out where and when they can attack Bournemouth. And here's McAllister breaking forward, but he's just misplaced the pass. I can just about see what happened there. Again, I'm trying to see the best. If you can, I mean, I'll show you what my screen's like at half time, but it's been quite ridiculous. Oh, now it fixes itself. Bournemouth trying an attack here. He's kept it alive there, Evan Nielsen, at the byline, far right. Flicks it round the corner for Smith, who breaks into the box, gets it back across, and the shot was lofted into the hands of Alisson. That was another opportunity for Bournemouth, not taken. And now Liverpool over the top. Ball back here to Alisson. Liverpool trying to keep the pressure on Bournemouth, which they've had for a lot of the first half, but really it's been intermittent. In a sense, there have been moments, but there have also been good moments from Bournemouth at the same time. So it's been one of those first halves where it's finally balanced, and I think the first goal tonight will be absolutely crucial. McAllister through to Ekitike! And there is liftoff for Liverpool! Their new centre forward is doing what centre forwards do best and he has broken the deadlock at Anfield. The champions are off and running for the new season, and it is Ugo Ekitike to open his Premier League account, just as he did 5 days ago at Wembley. Days later, he does at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Bournemouth 0. And it's Ugo Ekitike. There you have it. The goal that was needed to maybe give Liverpool a bit of separation in this first half. And that is exactly what Ugo Ekitike has delivered. Liverpool 1, Bournemouth 0. And these are the differences. In games like this, you need top quality. Arne Slot knows that. And that is what his team have delivered so far. Liverpool 1, Bournemouth 0. And the first goal of the new season by a man on his Premier League debut. And it's 2-2 in all competitions for Ugo Ekitike. He started like a house on fire. Here's Ibrahim Konate. Now Liverpool with a bit between their teeth to add to this lead now all of a sudden. Wirtz. Out to the left-hand side for Gakpo. They're arriving into the box again. Liverpool another chance. And the header is over the bar by Ugo Ekitike. And as quick as a flash, they're almost in for a second. Lovely little work down the left-hand side. It's Gakpo lifts it to the back post, and it's Ekitike that's there. First connection, and he just for Ekitike. And he's done really well there to get his goal, and almost added to it, as I said, instantaneously. I have to say, I am incredibly sorry for the disruption that we've had to the stream tonight. I do apologise completely. We're having awful issues. I don't know what has happened. It was fine all day long and right up until the game started. There's been issues with the game itself. I mean, I literally cannot see what's going on at the minute. I do really apologise massively, but there is minimal amounts that I am able to do at the minute. It's something that has been happening that we have reported and are fixing, and it's in the process of being fixed, but we are trying our very best here. I do apologise, but at the minute it is still Liverpool 1 at Bournemouth. Now, you haven't missed anything since the goal, but yeah, that's certainly not how we wanted the season to start, but what can you do? Sometimes things love to go against you, and that's sometimes the way the cookie crumbles, in a sense. To try and put a bit of light on this as we're edging closer to the end of the first half, by the way. It is still Liverpool 1, Bournemouth 0. Hugo Ekitike's goal, the difference. Here's Wirtz. Again, I'm trying my best to see anything here. That's a lovely ball, but again cleared away by Jorge Petrovic. Now we have 3 additional minutes at the end of the first half here. We're going to try and keep going for now until half-time. I'll try and resolve things at half-time and try and rejig a couple of things, and hopefully we're back for the second half. But we'll stay here till half-time, and then you can have a wee break, go and get yourself something to drink or something to eat or get a snack or whatever during half-time, and then we'll try and get back at half-time and analyse this game, certainly of what I've seen of it, in this first half, and then we'll try and get it resolved for the second half as best as possible. But it's all about trying to troubleshoot things at the minute. As that's going to be a free kick to Bournemouth from what I can see. McAllister with that foul. Just a little bit late on Alex Scott. A free kick here for Bournemouth, around about the edge of the box, so it's an area where they can try and threaten Liverpool from this set piece. It will be Tavernier. He go direct, hits the first man in red there in Salah, and that's cleared away. Alright, for the throw-in. A minute or so to go of the first half. The first half that Arne Slot would analyse is they've been building into the game, Liverpool. It's not been the dominance of a first half, but it's been a first half where they've built up into the gears and certainly got that opening goal from their star striker. Long ball into the box. Didn't even reach the box as Wirtz tried to get rid of it there. True fair, trying to whip it. A loose ball into the box here. A chance. Fabulous challenge by McAllister, who's actually come out the worst of the two here. And now Gakpo is leading the charge for the Liverpool counter. And he's got Salah down the right-hand side. Can they snatch another one here, Liverpool? Here is Mohamed Salah, who will challenge Gakpo on the follow-up, closed out as well. And now Bournemouth want to come up the other end. So maybe I think McAllister, has he got back to his feet yet? He has. He's okay, McAllister. As that's a shot from Brooks, well wide of the goal. And there's the half-time whistle. Our first half full of action and certainly full of drama. But at half-time, it is Hugo Ekitike who scored on his Liverpool competitive debut 5 days ago in the Community Shield after 4 minutes. In the first half, he is the man, his goal, that separates the side on his Premier League debut He's opened his account in the Liverpool red. Half time, the champions Liverpool lead Bournemouth by a goal to nil. We'll be back very shortly. Sure, one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal! Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me! That is absolutely unbelievable. Race again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible. Welcome back to LFS for this Premier League Live this evening. Of course, it's not been the night that we've wanted so far in terms of our technical difficulties here, but thank you very much for staying with us. Half-time, it is Liverpool, the champions, 1, Bournemouth 0. I can't give you an update on what is actually happening. I've done a bit of research. I've done a bit of looking around while we've been off on the break. And it is a issue across the UK with Virgin Media, who is a TV provider in the UK. They have had a lot of issues this evening. A lot of people. It's trending on X. The destruction of the TVs. If you can have a look at this. This is someone's TV in that first half. They couldn't see the match. That was what I was saying for a lot of that end of that first half. It is an issue that Virgin Media has had. And, yeah, I have no idea why that's happening, but there is an issue along the way, whatever that has happened, but we will hope to get you the very best of the action for the second half very soon. But it seems I've reset my TV box, we've reset the system, and it has just come back up, and it is the same again. I do have a backup. We will try and use that backup throughout the second half and hope that you can stay with us. I do apologise. This is completely out of my control, what has happened tonight, and I do apologise. That's all I can really do. But we do have an update on why the game was stopped. Now, this is on a very serious note. The game was stopped for a few minutes, around about the 30th minute of the game. Liverpool were given a corner. Before that corner was taken, Antoine Semenyo went to the referee, and the referee then came to the side and was speaking to both managers, the fourth official, and the Premier League official who is here in charge of the matches from the Premier League kind of suit and tie side of things, and they were all having a conversation. And what we do know now, further information has been revealed to us, that Antoine Semenyo was reporting an incident of racial abuse from one of the members of the crowd. Now, that is why the game was stopped for a few moments. Someone in the crowd, it's not been regarded as who or where from in the crowd, but it has been regarded as Antoine Semenyo reported being racially abused by someone in the crowd, which is why Anthony Taylor did stop the game for a few minutes in the first half. And of course, we completely condemn all forms of racial abuse or any form of discrimination. It has no place in this game. It has no place in anywhere in society, and it should be stamped out. And whoever, if it was one or many people in the crowd that kind of committed that racial abuse, they should be ejected and never allowed inside a football stadium ever again. It is completely despicable that in 2025 we still have to have these conversations. It's great that these systems are here for the players to report this, because it is in no way for them to deal with this on their own. It is a completely despicable situation, and they should hang their heads in shame, whoever committed that racial abuse, because there is no room in society for that type of behaviour in any day or time. But that is why there was a bit of confusion as to why there was that interruption in the first half, but we have that clarity now as to why that is. But I gotta say, so far from that first half to the football on the field, it was a very balanced game. Both sides were battling. There was no real overall dominant team in that first half, and I think we gotta say Bournemouth have done very well. I think coming to Anfield, the champions, all the vibes are up for the newly crowned champions in Liverpool, and the opening night under the lights at Anfield, that crowd, that atmosphere inside the stadium can all be a lot of pressure. And I think Bournemouth dealt with that very, very well early. But then we talk about the goal, and I gotta say, I didn't really see it. I saw bits of it. I have seen a replay of it, but overall, you got to say, wonderful from Ugo Ekitike. As I said, a player who scored on his Liverpool competitive debut last week in the Community Shield, and then of course scoring on his Premier League debut tonight. But that wasn't the biggest moment of the first half. There was a very controversial moment in the first half where Marcus Senesi was, from what I could see, and what many could see, was he deliberately handled the ball to deny Ugo Ekitike a run one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Now, it was around about the halfway line, so there's that dubious intent whether there could be someone could have covered for Bournemouth, but neither was a free kick given, a card given, or any situation, but it was a Bournemouth free kick that was given. And I think Anthony Taylor got that completely wrong. And I think how VAR didn't see that situation, it was a deliberate handball. If I've ever seen, it's the most clearest handball I've ever seen. He goes with his arm, he doesn't involve in the first instance, and then when the ball, he knows it's going away from him. Ugo Ekitike is going to go one-on-one if he gets control of that ball. But what Marcus Senesi does, he reaches out, his arm is stretched out to his right-hand side, and it comes off his fingertips, but he touches the ball, and in that process, the ball evades Ugo Ekitike, therefore denying an opportunity at him running in one-on-one, because he was last man, Marcus Senesi. How VAR didn't see it, I do not know. How they didn't penalise him for it, I do not know. It will be a controversial decision that will go on in the 13th minute of the new season, and VAR already under a lot of pressure. Right, the second half will be on the way in a moment, because I haven't been able to see in front of me whatsoever on my TV screen, but I've got my tablet screen to my right hand side that we will use. Certainly, the stats and the details are minimal to us at the minute. We want to bring you the commentary, we want to bring you the game, and that is exactly what I'm going to do in this second half. So we'll have it in front of me, and it is a issue that Virgin Media, who is a TV provider in the UK, has had all throughout the evening. Many people are reporting it, so it is not just me. It is an issue across the system. I do apologise. I can only apologise to you for not having that opportunity to be able to get the best coverage as possible, but we're trying our very, very best. I'm just one person, and I'm trying my best to give you all the best. So thank you all for staying with us. Do like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That would be greatly appreciated. And we do hope you can stay with us for the remainder of the game, because we are trying our best to deliver the best possible product to you for the second half, which is underway, but I'm watching it here to try and get you the best coverage as possible for the game as I can. And the second half is about to get underway at Anfield from what I can see on my screen. We're about 30 seconds behind, but we'll try our best to keep you very up to date. It will be Bournemouth kicking us off. They'll kick from the right to left. Liverpool will kick towards the Anfield, or the Kop in the second half, as is tradition. And we get back on the way for the second half here at Anfield. The champions in action as they try and get off to a winning start in their title defence. And so far so good for Liverpool, who lead by a 1-0 at this moment in time. There's the bouncing ball there, a bit for Kirkes to do. He was booked in the first half, Milos Kirkes, so he'll have to be careful in the second half. Of course, Andy Robertson is on the bench for Liverpool, so he will be an option to provide obviously a change if they need that a little later on, Liverpool. As they will get a free kick, a foul on Milos Kirkes will get Liverpool a free kick with Van Dijk. Back to Alisson. Alisson taking his time and no rush as he works it out to the left channel. Nice first touch by Gakpo, lays it off to Ekitike. Lovely little back flick to Wirtz. That's a nice move. Here's Wirtz. Oh, under hits it and sliding in with Senesi. That will go out for the corner. Yeah, that was nice work by Liverpool. They weren't kind of forced into getting the ball away quickly. Alisson played it out to Gakpo. Gakpo dropping back inside, works it round the corner to Ekitike, who flicks it in behind for the on-running Florian Wirtz, and then Wirtz feeds the ball through, trying to find Salah on the far side. Well cut out by Senesi, and it goes out for a Liverpool corner on the far left side. By the way, Alex in the chat, I do see you. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for the support. And great to see you back on the channel again. Liverpool corner, left it into the box, Ekitike, and the header is over the bar again from the Frenchman. He's had two headers now, and he's put both of them over the bar. Virgil van Dijk had a header from a corner early as well, so he's not the only one getting involved in the area. And it was Ekitike, got off the back of Semenyo, and he just popped up in there, and it was actually a deflection. I think maybe Senesi was involved again, and that will be a goal kick, but it looked like it was a deflection to me. The ball comes to True Fair here under pressure. Deals with it well, finds it to Tavernier, but he's intercepted by Wirtz. Szoboszlai in a tight space. back to Jeremy Frimpong. Works it back to Allison. Kirkes. Now Virgil van Dijk. Fizzing it up the middle, but a little bit wasteful. Salah wasn't anywhere near that ball, and Truefair brings it down for Bournemouth. Adams. Nice interception by Kirkes there to win the ball. And they give it away cheaply there, Bournemouth again. It's a bit sloppy there as Kirkes battling for the ball down the left-hand side. Good challenge by Van Dijk. Nice turn by Gakpo. Lovely little jink. Gakpo's on the move here. Down the left-hand side. Out wide it goes to Ekitike on the left. Ugo Ekitike. He's tiptoeing his way around Smith. Ekitike, edge of the box, finds Cody Gakpo. Gakpo lifting into the box. Away by Senesi. Back to McAllister now. And now Kirkes. Kirkes through the lines, finds Ekitike. Cuts it back to Cody Gakpo. Takes a touch. Gakpo again. Cody Gakpo! Liverpool make it 2-0. And it's Cody Gakpo to double Liverpool's lead. He commemorates Diogo Jota with his celebration. And that was a Diogo Jota-like goal. He cut in off the left-hand side, Cody Gakpo. He took a touch, he took another touch, and he did so incredibly well to be patient and take the shot at the right time, and that he did. He took it perfectly, and he found the bottom right corner. Liverpool 2, Bournemouth 0, and they've started the second half well, the champions, and they've doubled their lead. And it's Cody Gakpo that finds the goal, that finds the back of the net, and gives Liverpool a bit of headroom in this Premier League opener. Fabulously delivered, fabulously dealt with, and fabulously finished by Cody Gakpo. Wonderful work. 2-0. Look at the celebration from Arne Slot to his team and his players, making a wonderful goal. And Cody Gakpo scored some great goals last season for the Reds, and he's off and running for the new season. He had his best season in a Reds shirt, and certainly one of his best of his career last season, did Cody Gakpo. Scored 10 Premier League goals, a total of 18 goals in all competitions and 6 assists for the Dutchman, and he's already got his account open for the 25-26 season. And the champions, as I said, have a bit of headroom. That link says hi at Ouattara to Brentford. Indeed it is. Dango Ouattara, who isn't here with Bournemouth tonight, linked with a move to Brentford. Here is Mohamed Salah down the right, swinging it across. Good save by Petrovic. That was close. It needed it because I think there was a player sneaking around the back post for Liverpool. Here is Gakpo, trailed back there by the Bournemouth player in Alex Scott, and that's going to be a Liverpool free kick down the left-hand side. Josh says Liverpool just doesn't feel the same without Jota. Well, it's tough to come to terms with a Liverpool game at Anfield without the class and the quality of Diogo Jota. And what a player, and what a person, of course, we've heard so much about over the last month and a half, and since his tragic passing along with his brother Andre Silva. Here's Fearts. Nice work back to McAllister. He's going to have a go! Oh, and it's just over the bar from Alexi McAllister. That was better again from Liverpool. They're working the ball. They're keeping the ball round about the edge of the box, keeping the pressure on Bournemouth. And it was nicely laid off by Fearts. McAllister took a moment, took a touch, drove off to the right, and then struck one right-footed. And it just skims over the crossbar. I think it helped on the way by Jordi Petrovic. It was indeed. That's going to be a Liverpool corner, I believe. It is indeed. Left-hand side for Liverpool. 6.5 minutes gone in the second half, and they're pushing for another one. Oh, there's a little bit of a collision there. Smith and Salah. It's not often you see Mohamed Salah in any heated moments, but Adam Smith certainly got himself involved with the Egyptian. That's going to see them getting a talking to from the referee, Anthony Taylor. He's going to have to rein some things in. That's his attempt to try and do so. And he's just going to have a chat with the players, and of course the captain of Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk, will enter those conversations as well, because Adam Smith is the Bournemouth captain. Yeah, they just kind of got involved with each other there. Just a bit of gamesmanship. Nothing really too much in it. As we will get this Liverpool corner now. Left-hand side. A number of corners for Liverpool in this game so far. Right-footed. Headed away at the near post. Falls for Frimpong. He's going to hit one. Blocked by Adams. And Dyke tried to keep it alive, but it's cleared away by Bournemouth. And all the way back to Alexis McAllister, who was the last man for Liverpool. Right, I'm also trying to keep an eye on my situation with Virgin Media, who are still trending in the UK for their terrible, terrible coverage. I showed you at half-time the type of scenes that people were getting on their screens and what I was getting on my screen. This was my view of the game in the first half, for moments of the first half, if I can get that on the screen there for you. That was what I was seeing, all those coloured kind of pixels all over the place and not getting a clear picture of the screen, and many thousands are in the same boat as me. But we have a backup system. You have to have a backup, and we do, thankfully, here this evening for you. So we will try and keep our best to keep the train on the tracks, shall we say, at the minute. So we're back with Bournemouth here, trying to kick it long. It's Brooks trying to work around the back of Jeremy Frimpong, and a battle that will rumble on all night, and Frimpong getting a hold of his man. It was another tough task for Jeremy Frimpong there to try and battle there with David Brooks. As I said, that battle will rumble on all night for that. And it comes out the other end, by the way, that low cross that eventually entered the Liverpool box, out the other end for a Liverpool throw, which Milos Kerkez has just taken. Switch ball there by Szoboszlai. Drops in front of Frimpong, who is again tussling with Brooks. Lost out on that occasion, and Trufair tried to get in behind. A fabulous little challenge there by McAllister. And he is taken out by Adrien Trufair, who gives away the free kick to Liverpool. Down that right-hand side. You got to say, both teams amped up at the minute. Fully amped. It's a fabulous challenge by McAllister on Trufair, and then Trufair's quite the opposite. Quite the opposite on Alexis McAllister. As Liverpool got that free kick, comes back to Milos Kerkez. Lays the ball off to Ekitike, dropping deeper. Nice little 1-2 between him and Wirtz. And now Gakpo. Lovely combinations there from Liverpool. Gakpo under pressure. Brought down by Adam Smith, and that's going to be another Liverpool free kick. They're getting very physical, Bournemouth, but not on the right side of the line, according to the referee at the minute, giving away some cheap free kicks when they're pressing Liverpool. And the Liverpool coaching staff, Arne Slot and Sipka Hulshoff, who is his assistant, are both in conversation on the sidelines there to try and see how they can eradicate that and try and help their own team in doing well. Salah. Wirtz, back to Mohamed Salah. Salah tried the ball towards Ekitike, a little bit under hit that time. And Tyler Adams beaten to it by Wirtz. As the ball sprays out to the left-hand side. Here is Cody Gakpo. Rolls it through for Wirtz. Wirtz on the edge of the box. Cuts it back. Out wide it goes to Kerkez. Now McAllister. Inside to Szoboszlai. Lovely little... Well, as we're saying to you, I'm sure... I don't know, let me know, any of you watching, where you're watching from, and also, are you watching on a certain channel that is particularly not nice at the minute with their interruptions and a lot of kind of crackliness, which Virgin Media has? I'm hearing, actually, it might not just be Virgin Media. Some Sky customers are also complaining. So there is some issues with TV coverage across the UK, which is a problem. Here is Virgil van Dijk. Down the left-hand side to his counterpart, Gakpo. or his compatriot, sorry, Gakpo. Lovely little jink inside again. Tried to find Salah on that fizz ball across, but too much from Cody Gakpo. Would have been a good link-up. Would have been a good chance at a link-up. But it just in the end evades Mohamed Salah. Too much whip on it. And Salah just can't keep it alive. But it was a decent idea. A decent opportunity there for Liverpool. Thank you very much, Links Football in the chat. Thank you very much indeed for the support. Greatly appreciated. Szoboszlai went down a little bit easily there, says the referee. Now here's Tavernier for Bournemouth. Down the left-hand side comes Truefair. Again with the early cross, blocked by Van Dijk. Again back to Truefair. Inside to Tavernier. But Liverpool just about get it away and deal with it. And now they're going to make some changes. Andy Robertson and Wataru Endo are ready to come on for Liverpool. So Milos Kerkez and Jeremy Frimpong, I believe, is going to be the changes. So Frimpong for number 30 coming on off for number 3. And Milos Kerkez coming off for Andy Robertson. So both fullbacks being changed by Arne Slot for Liverpool. An interesting decision by the Liverpool manager. So Endo will go to right, of course. And Andy Robertson in his natural left-back position. And we do apologise once again. I have to keep apologising, but there is an issue with Virgin Media, who provides a lot of broadband and TV services in the UK. So there is a massive issue. That's why we're having these disruptions. I do really apologise for that. But it's out of my hands. We're trying to soldier on as best as we can. But we are trying our best to resolve those issues. And we will try our very best to keep you very up to date. Here is Scott with Bournemouth. Down the right hand side comes Semenyo. Semenyo, good challenge by McAllister. Will be a Bournemouth corner. McAllister doesn't believe it was a corner, but that's what the referee Anthony Taylor has awarded. 61 minutes gone. Liverpool 2, Bournemouth 0 on the opening night of the new season here in the Premier League. Let's see what Bournemouth can do from this set piece. Left-footed delivery from the right-hand side, up and away by Konate. Brought back down for Bournemouth. Here by Truefair, who was seen out well there by Florian Wirtz in the midfield. Bournemouth having the possession at the minute. Well, at the minute, so far across the game, in terms of the stats-wise, 61% possession for Liverpool. In terms of their distance covered, 76.5 kilometres to Bournemouth 75.6, so very little in it, but about 900 metres of total team distance covered across the game. The XG of Liverpool significantly higher than Bournemouth's at the minute. Here's Wirtz with a low effort. Petrovic, goes long. Truefair. Nice little link up. Szoboszlai there to intercept. Now here's McAllister to Salah down the right side. Salah across. Couldn't quite find Wirtz, and it's cleared away by Bournemouth. And now here's Tavernier. Blocked well by Endo. Salah. Szoboszlai trying a risky pass under pressure. And now Adams, he sent it round the back here for David Brooks. Brooks going for the early cross. It's Semenyo! He's got the goal for Bournemouth. That gets them back in the game. And deliberately, Antoine Semenyo and Bournemouth are back in it. Good combination. It was poor from Liverpool down that left-hand side, down their right-hand side. Brooks definitely in behind Wataru Endo, who's just come onto the field. Or Wataru Endo, who isn't there. It's actually Van Dijk who's playing Brooks on. Konate wasn't anywhere near close enough, and it was just Kerkez and Van Dijk, or Robertson and Van Dijk, in the middle. at defending, and they don't spot Antoine Semenyo well enough to fend off his opportunity, and he sneaks in, gets the ball round the corner and beats past Allison to make it 2-1. And Bournemouth right back in this game then. And the celebration from his manager in Andoni Iraola, and that is the response he wanted from his team. They have work to do, but they have got one step in the right direction. Van Dijk back to Allison, under pressure from Evan Nielsen, and Robertson just about keeps it in play, does well actually, links it up nicely. Here's McAllister, rolls it through beautifully to Szoboszlai. Liverpool on the attack. Down the right hand side comes Salah. Salah going for the early cross, it's deflected off the head of Senesi, and behind for the Liverpool corner. And you got to say, despite corner to Liverpool, right hand side, 25 minutes to go at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Bournemouth 1. Wirtz with a short corner to Salah, McAllister, sorry, back to Wirtz. Wirtz on the right hand side, drafts it across, ball falls to McAllister. Couldn't get a deft shot on it as Gakpo intercepted there. Szoboszlai trying to keep it alive, a little bit scrappy there. Wirtz, Gakpo, nice. Salah, that's better from Liverpool. Salah rolls it through for Wirtz to the byline, who left it back across, but too close to Djordje Petrovic, who does well and gathers comfortably for Bournemouth. Here's Alex Scott now for Bournemouth to try and get themselves right back into this game and give Liverpool, the champions, a bit of an upset on opening night. Liverpool looked like they were 2-0 home and, well, not home and hose, but they were comfortable in the game, and that goal from Antoine Semenyo might just put a spanner in the works at the minute. They've only ever picked up 1 point from Anfield, Bournemouth, just a singular draw from their 8 visits in the Premier League era. 1 point from 24 available. Here's Tavernier, good block by Konate to defend that one and put it behind for the corner, but they're on the moment trying to work it to get its second goal here. Try and get that second draw at Anfield, but Konate's come off the worst of that challenge, by the way. He's in pain here at the moment. See this again. Brooks cuts it back to Tavernier, does well. Tavernier skips past Endo, works it outside, and then has the block off Konate, who gets a whack in the chest. Might be winded a little bit there, Ibrahima Konate, but he's okay to continue. Corner for Bournemouth, left hand side. Lifted into the box. The header is away by Liverpool. I think it was Konate that got the header. Back it comes with Scott. Scott will deliver again, and that one's too close to Allison, who will comfortably gather for the Reds. And he sends one flying. It's Salah in behind. It's Mohamed Salah one-on-one. Mohamed Salah in the box. Can't get past 2 men, and he's closed down there by Djordje Petrovic, who gathers. But that was the attempt. We always see it from Allison and Salah. They've combined multiple times before. Whether he was on or offside was another question, but it was a fabulous ball by Allison, beautifully taken by Salah, and then as he gets into the box, they close it down really well, Bournemouth, and they work it back to their keeper in Djordje Petrovic quite nicely as Endo, a little bit awkward, Tavernier across, Van Dijk scrambling it away. Endo was a little bit loose there defensively. It was certainly not calm and composed from Liverpool on that occasion from the Japanese. It will be another Bournemouth corner. Bournemouth having a good spell here in the last few minutes. Since they scored, they've certainly pressured Liverpool, although Liverpool have had chances of their own in the last few minutes as well. So it's end to end. 64th minute, Antoine Semenyo scored, so just a couple of minutes ago. Scott with a delivery, punched away by Allison. Salah, lovely little flick over the man. Wirtz gets the ball now to McAllister, but the referee again sees no issue with that and says play on. I think Arne Slot will want a little bit more control of his team, just to settle the game down a little bit more and be a little bit more compact, giving away a few chances unnecessarily, Liverpool, when they're being dispossessed, a little bit unforced at times. Florian Wirtz, McAllister, now Szoboszlai, back to Wirtz. All three of these midfielders Szoboszlai, McAllister and Wirtz in the side tonight. No Gravenberch, who's been a mainstay for Liverpool all of last season in that title win. He's suspended after he got a red card against Crystal Palace on the final day of last season. That does carry over, but he's only missing for this game. He will be back for the game and the trip to St James's Park in, I think, 10 days' time. Liverpool play Friday night and then don't play all the way till next Monday night. So 10 days' time before Liverpool's next Premier League game. So a lot of time to rest and recuperate after what will be a very intense opening night action. Evan Nielsen. Deeper, finding Scott as they try and conjure up another attack here. Bournemouth, lovely from Scott to work between the lines. Now Semenyo down the right side. Ball whipped into the box, away by Endo. At the back post. Nicely kept alive by Bournemouth as we hit the 70-minute mark. Here is Brooks. Round the corner for Truefair. Truefair lifts it into the middle. Up was Semenyo, but it wasn't quite finding him. Tavernier picks it up on the edge. Nice, Brooks with a nice little flick round the corner, but couldn't get past Szoboszlai. But again, Liverpool can't get out at the moment. A lot of Bournemouth pressure and a lot of good play from Bournemouth. And now they're working in behind again. Tavernier, he cuts it back for Brooks. He takes a good touch, good block by Van Dijk. And Konate trying to scramble it away. It's a lot of Bournemouth pressure. Liverpool are struggling to get it clear of danger. Senesi, deep cross, flick on header is highly poked over the bar by Evan Nielsen, and that was never going to test Alisson. Just going to see a double change in a moment here from Liverpool. It's going to see Joe Gomez, who has been injured over pre-season. This will be his first appearance of the campaign, including pre-seasons. He wasn't involved in that after he got injured. Ugo Ekitike is going to be making way alongside Curtis Jones. So Wataru Endo will go into midfield. There will be a change in the front line of Liverpool. And I think Alexis McAllister's also coming off for Curtis Jones. So Jones and Gomez on, Ekitike and McAllister off. So some straight swaps there from Liverpool. And we'll need to see what that means for Liverpool. Taking off their centre forward, their lone centre forward, and maybe rejigging the side a little bit. Maybe Endo will move into midfield. Gomez will go to right back, maybe. Endo's actually gone. Yeah, he has gone into defensive midfield, Wataru Endo. And Joe Gomez has gone to right back. Has played right back, left back, and centre back, Joe Gomez. Very versatile player. Of course, we say it every season. He's yet to score his first goal for Liverpool after 10 years at the club this summer. He's on alongside Curtis Jones, who is a Scouser through and through. Curtis Jones. And he's on in the midfield to help Liverpool across this line. 2-1 lead with 17.5 minutes of normal time to go at Anfield on opening night. Bournemouth have put a lot of pressure on the last 5-10 minutes. Liverpool still have that lead, and I'm sure they'll want to keep pressure on Bournemouth, try and press Bournemouth a little bit more and try and get on the front foot a little bit more, Liverpool, for these final quarter of an hour or so, just to try and solidify this lead and try and solidify a win on opening night. Salah, lovely ball, finding Curtis Jones in space. He's laid it off to Gakpo. This is a chance. Cody Gakpo. Oh, closed out. It was a little bit awkward, that. And Robertson tried the overlap, but it will go out for a throw in on the far side there on that occasion. I think I saw a stat come up there a moment ago. 9 of the last 10 touches in either box have been Bournemouth. Have had 9 touches out of the last 10 in the opposition box. So they have been threatening quite a lot, Bournemouth, since they scored. Antoine Semenyo, of course, getting that goal that has made the difference to get Bournemouth back into the game. They're going to make a change here, Bournemouth, by the way. Alex Scott is going to be coming off, and he's going to be replaced by Hamady Junior Traore, the 25-year-old Ivory Coast international, who was on loan at Auxerre from Bournemouth last season, but he is back and is in the Bournemouth squad for this evening, and is coming off the bench for the final 16 minutes or so, replacing Alex Scott, who's done well in that midfield. Scott tonight. Some fresh legs for Andoni Iraola and his team. Here is Florian Wirtz. Trying to reverse the ball around the corner, but no one up there for Liverpool to pinpoint the attack. And that was an issue they kind of had against Crystal Palace in the Community Shield. Ball was the inability to actually hold the ball up, and that's what allowed the pressure from Palace late on to get that second goal at 2-1 and bring it to penalties. Palace late in the game. I think it was the lack of cohesion from Liverpool from front to, or back to front in those latter stages that just allowed the opponent into the game, and Liverpool swayed completely. I think they'll want to avoid that here this evening, and certainly not just hang on for a win, but try and attack to get a win here this evening. A little recap for you. It was Ugo Ekitike, the new centre forward, his first Premier League goal for Liverpool on his debut, his Premier League debut for the club. He opened the scoring after 37 minutes, and then in the start of the second half, it was Bournemouth, or it was Cody Gakpo who got the second goal to double Liverpool's lead. And as of recently, Antoine Semenyo has got one back for Bournemouth. So it is 2-1 to Liverpool heading into the final 15 minutes. Here is Szoboszlai. Back to Alisson. Now Van Dijk into Szoboszlai central. Space in that midfield for Dominik Szoboszlai. Lays it off to Joe Gomez. Now down the right comes Salah. Salah down the right hand side. Chops onto his left foot. Mohamed Salah rolls it across. Too much for Szoboszlai. And now Bournemouth are going to spring a counter, and they've got bodies flying forward. It's a 4-on-2 here. Here's Antoine Semenyo. He's already scored once. Antoine Semenyo got a bit of space, and he finds the second goal. Antoine Semenyo could be the Bournemouth hero at Anfield. He's got a second goal that gets Bournemouth's second goal. And then from 2-0 down, they're all the way back to 2-2. Too much space left by the Liverpool defenders. And Antoine Semenyo, pinpointing that counter-attack, finishes off that counter-attack and has given Liverpool a bit of thinking to do late on here. It is Liverpool 2, Bournemouth 2, and it's only what Bournemouth have deserved in the last few minutes, because they have been by far the better side in the last 15 minutes. What a end to this game it will be. It's Liverpool 2, Bournemouth 2. It's game on at Anfield. Wow. Just wow. Antoine Semenyo. 3 goals in his last 3 appearances now at Anfield. Quite remarkable for him. He loves this place. And he loves scoring for Bournemouth at this place. And it is 2-2 with less than a quarter of an hour to go. And the champions' night might just be coming to a bit of spoiling here. Bournemouth are not going to be kind customers to Liverpool. And Antoine Semenyo is making sure his name is on that team sheet. And his name is trying to get Bournemouth a result here. 2-2 with 12 and a half minutes to go. Wow. Antoine Semenyo, what a player. Absolutely great player. And it's almost a carbon copy of what happened in the Community Shield game at Wembley. It's really obvious that Liverpool lost their focal point, lost their attacking approach, lost their real control in the game completely. And at this moment in time, with 12 minutes to go, they're staring down the barrel of an opening day draw. They wanted their crowning night. They wanted the night of heading to Anfield as the champions with all the expectation, all the pomp and circumstance, and at the minute it's not going how Arne Slot would have wanted at the minute. But there's time for Liverpool to change that. They have a free kick here with Dominik Szoboszlai. He's looking for options. He goes short to Wirtz. Wirtz lays it off to Virgil van Dijk, who's going to try and square it across. He had maybe a chance at a shot there, Virgil van Dijk, but he tried to cross it, blocked. Goes out for a Liverpool throw, of which Joe Gomez will take on this right-hand side. A lot of work for Liverpool to do here late if they want to win this one. Long throw by Gomez, flicked and away by Bournemouth. both connections in the box there by Bournemouth players as Endo recycles it back to Alisson. Robertson. Back to Alisson again. He will thump it forward. Liverpool wanting to stay forward. Bouncing ball from Alisson. It's a little bit awkward. Petrovic has to head it away. It's an empty net. It's a flick by Gakpo. He can't take it down. Wirtz. Now Curtis Jones. Szoboszlai with a nice touch. Szoboszlai lost his balance and it fizzed over the bar for a goal kick. That was an opportunity, but an opportunity missed by Liverpool on that occasion. It was better, but on that moment it was over the bar. Lovely little first touch by Szoboszlai, but he sent it flying. Lost his balance on the inside step and sent it flying well away from goal. The Liverpool have won 9 of their last 12 opening day games in the Premier League, unbeaten in that run, the longest current unbeaten run on the opening day. You certainly don't want to give that up here, especially on home turf on opening night as the champions. Szoboszlai, nice work to find Salah. Salah allows it back to Szoboszlai, good save by Petrovic. Now Bournemouth trying to get it away from danger as they do so, and look at the counter-attack they've got on again, but Van Dijk has covered it well. Now Szoboszlai, nice touch as he was brought down there. That's going to be a free kick to Liverpool, and they're going to make another change here, Liverpool. This will be their 5th and final sub, and it's going to see Federico Chiesa coming on in a moment as Evan Nielsen is booked for that challenge on Dominic Szoboszlai. He just dragged back there, Szoboszlai, by Evan Nielsen, and it is a foul. And he was given a yellow card as well by the referee, Anthony Taylor, for that challenge. So the change is going to be made here by Liverpool. Florian Wirtz is the one that's going to make way, and it's going to be Federico Chiesa coming on for the final 9 minutes or so of normal time. Liverpool are going to get an opening day win. They're going to need to find a goal in these latter stages. You would never bet against them. That's why they're the reigning champions. Szoboszlai over this free kick just across the halfway line for Liverpool. Goes short to Salah. Back to Szoboszlai, looking for bodies in the box. He lifts it across. It's cleared away, not very far. Flicked back in by Robertson. Too far on that occasion and cleared away by Tavernier. Endo a bit hesitant. And Konate stepping in and controlling well. Back to Curtis Jones, who fizzes one forward for Salah. Takes a nice touch inside Salah. Salah! The ball just evaded him as he took that heavy touch. Back to Gomez. And Liverpool are certainly pushing for that goal. It would make it 3-2. But at the minute, Bournemouth are holding strong defensively. Alisson through the middle to Wataru Endo, who under pressure holds on to the ball well. That's nice play, finds Curtis Jones. Down the left side, Gakpo, and over the head of Robertson, but he keeps it alive with that pressure on Diakite, and he's forced to put it out for the throw into Liverpool down the left side. Robertson takes quickly. Jones, Robertson, Gakpo leaves it for Robertson, who will win a Liverpool corner, I believe. No, there's an offside flag up against Andy Robertson, actually. As he got the ball given back to him, he's claiming that he wasn't offside, but the assistant on that far side believes he was. And Bournemouth are now going to make their change. It's going to see David Brooks coming off. So David Brooks going to be leaving the field of play. He's played a very good part for Bournemouth tonight. Has David Brooks, the Welshman, and Ben Winterburn is going to be coming on in his place, the number 47. So Bournemouth making another change. 6.5 minutes to go. Liverpool 2, Bournemouth 2 on the opening night of the new season. And it is set to be a cracking end, surely. A winner, if it's on the cards. And thank you very much, everybody, for staying with us this evening. It's great to have you all with us for this one. We do apologise for the technical difficulties that we've been experiencing all night. It's been a UK-wide issue with that certain provider, Virgin Media, who have had a real stinker this evening, but we do apologise for that. There is really nothing we can do about that at the moment. As Tavernier sends into the stands, but we're keeping the, as I said, the train on the tracks at the minute. And for the final 5.5 minutes, Liverpool want to get the train back on the tracks if they want to win this game. But Bournemouth, credit to them, Antoine Semenyo's played a brilliant game. And when leading by 2 goals at Anfield in Premier League history, Liverpool have never lost from a 2-goal lead at Anfield in the Premier League. 284 wins out of 291 and just dropped points 7 times in 294 times when they've been leading by 2 goals at any stage of a game at Anfield. So it is not often that they don't win from positions of 2-goal leads, but tonight Bournemouth might have a say to that. Salah, though, works it, couldn't quite find a teammate in the central areas again as Bournemouth defends strongly, and Konate under a bit of pressure from Evan Nielsen, but the Frenchman does well to work it back to Alisson. Van Dijk. Thumping it forward, but the run in behind there from Curtis Jones is going to be stopped because the ball was too far forward and it goes behind for a goal kick. A reminder for you, we're back tomorrow lunchtime for another Premier League match for you. We're at Villa Park as Aston Villa take on Newcastle tomorrow 12:30. In another one of our 6 games we have here, live watch-along commentaries across the weekend on the opening weekend of the new Premier League season here on LFS. Now, it's great that you can join us and be with us for that. And as I said a bit earlier, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That'll be greatly appreciated, and we thank you all for joining us tonight. It's not been plain sailing, but we thank you all for sticking with us. And for the minute, it's going to be a good night so far for Bournemouth. Unless Liverpool can change that. We will see. As minutes tick down and the clock getting ever closer to 90. Petrovic thumping it up the field. Konate wins the first header, but no foul. As Gomez brings it down nicely, and Salah tried to run around the corner, but was taken out there by Adrien Truffert, and that's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. Again on that right flank, there's a lot of free kicks being given off on that right flank from Bournemouth all night, to be honest. And Liverpool, with this free kick, Szoboszlai will take it once again. Van Dijk and Konate and Gomez all going up for this. And Liverpool needs must at the moment if they want to win. So as they go short again to Endo, central. Now Robertson, who will try and loft one towards the box. It's Van Dijk in the middle. He flicks it across. It's a bouncing ball. It falls for Gakpo, who's stretching and battling, and the ball is still around the box as Bournemouth try and get it away from danger, and Van Dijk does enough to recycle it out for Liverpool to make sure they keep the ball. But my goodness, Bournemouth had to do defending there for their lives to secure Liverpool out of the box. Szoboszlai does well, deft little touch, finds Salah. Salah with the ball in! Oh, what a save by Petrovic. Not fully away, Federico Chiesa has seemingly won it for Liverpool. What a volley by Chiesa. And Liverpool lead again at Anfield. Arne Slot says focus. Well, focus on that goal. Fabulous from Federico Chiesa. Many calls for him to leave Liverpool. He's not good enough, some said. Well, listen and replay that more than 100 times. Federico Chiesa kissing the badge. Well, not really kissing it. Punching the badge on his chest, saying, "This is where I belong." And it's just become of that. Alisson pings it forward. It's beautiful from Szoboszlai to keep it alive. Cuts it back to Salah. Salah works it into the box. They try and get it in the middle. Curtis Jones has it saved by Petrovic. Fabulous from Liverpool, keeping it alive. And the volley from Federico Chiesa. Absolutely monumentous goal. And Liverpool might have just snatched a winner in the final few minutes. From a 2-goal lead all the way back to 2-2. Bournemouth thought they were going to be in dreamland here at Anfield. But maybe Federico Chiesa has other plans. Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 2. And is this the sign of champions? We saw it many times last season when Arne Slot's team needed it. And maybe they have just got it on opening night again. Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 2. And there's no more heartbroken man on that pitch than Antoine Semenyo, who worked incredibly hard to get Bournemouth back into the game. And now they're trying to get back into it again. Might they throw it away all over again? Liverpool cannot see. Last ditch to get it behind for the corner. My goodness. What a goal by Federico Chiesa. But Bournemouth are trying to counteract that now with an attack of their own. A corner on the right hand side. We'll see how long will be added on in a minute or so. And they're going to make another double change here, Bournemouth, in a second. I think this will be after the corner is taken. We'll wait and see. And the fourth official is actually going to make those subs before he tells us who's coming on, before how long is left is going to be declared. So I'll tell you about those subs in a moment when I do have that detail for you. I do have that detail now for you. James Hill has replaced Adam Smith. So that's a change. And another change is going to see Tyler Adams replaced by Krupe. So Krupe and Hill on, Smith and Adams off. So corner for Liverpool. 90 minutes plus. We've 6 added minutes at the end of the 90 here. Can Liverpool hold on to win on opening night? It's 3-2. And Bournemouth have a corner on the right hand side. Left footed delivery. Lofted into the box. Up and away by Konate, who goes down. No foul on that occasion. So Bournemouth hasn't to step out to deal with Krupe. And that's going to be a corner to Bournemouth off Soboslai. And Krupe's just going to leave it for number 25 to come over to take it here for Bournemouth. So another corner, left-hand side this time. Liverpool with a lot more defending still to do. Lover delivery, cleared away by Robertson at the front post. Only one Bournemouth player back there, and that's Tavernier, who flings it forward again, but not really doing much joy out of that. And Chiesa does well to battle. Dragged down on that occasion by Marcus Senesi, and that's going to be a Liverpool free kick. And Dona Areola can't believe that it's been given as a foul, but it is a foul from what I could see. He was dragged back there, Chiesa. And what a super sub he is seeming to be, Federico Chiesa. As I said, many over the summer said, yeah, sell him, get money, get our returns back on him. He really didn't do much last season. Well, he's had a pre-season, a full fit pre-season, Federico Chiesa. And in his first few minutes of the campaign in the Premier League, he is seemingly has scored what could be the winner for Liverpool on opening night when they need him the most. And Salah's done incredibly well there to win a throw-in down the right-hand side. That long kick by Alisson. 4 minutes of the 6 added to go. Federico Chiesa, he's only on the pitch 10 minutes, but he is gassed out of his face. He is sweltering. Gomez with a throw. It's short this time. Kept alive by Chiesa on that side. That's wonderful work. Soboslai. Challenge, but challenge fairly, says the referee. Good challenge by Endo to battle in there, and that's going to be a Bournemouth throw. He challenged very well there, Wataru Endo. Another workhorse in this Liverpool team. Long ball forward there, and the bouncing ball is going to roll its way all the way through to Alisson, who will try and take as many seconds as possible. Remember the new rule, 8 seconds for the goalkeepers to hold the ball is the rule, and if they hold it for more than 8 seconds, a corner will be awarded to the opposing team. That is the new rule that they're clamping down on this season. It used to be 6 seconds, but that was never really actually imposed. In a sense, it was never really kind of penalised on any occasion, and they've changed it to 8 seconds. Now, IFAB, I believe, that does the rules for world football. That's across world and European football. 2.5 minutes to go. Gomez wins a header. Up in the air again by Bournemouth. Back away it comes. Van Dijk does well on a challenge, and Endo sends it flying over the top. Salah is charging towards this. Is he onside? The flag stayed down for the moment. Here is Mohamed Salah in the box for Liverpool. Could they put it icing on this one? Mohamed Salah has! Mohamed Salah! A record-breaking season for him last season. Incredible season for him. 29 goals, 18 assists, 47 complete goal contributions. Well, he's just got his first goal of the new season, and Liverpool an icing on the cake in the opening night. Mohamed Salah finding the corner. He does another Jota celebration like many of his teammates have tonight, and Liverpool are going to win on opening night. They didn't make it easy for themselves, but it just seems like Mohamed Salah, who put a fourth on Tottenham in winning the Premier League last season, he's just put a fourth on the icing on the cake on opening night for Liverpool at the start of the new season. And just when Liverpool need it most, Mohamed Salah steps up. That's when the Egyptian king comes alive. Like no one else, he was chasing it down like nobody's business. He stepped off to the right-hand side, he got an inch of space, and he knew he was going to find that corner. No one was going to convince him otherwise, and Mohamed Salah makes it 4-2, and that is game, set, and match Liverpool. Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2, with just mere seconds remaining. Wow, goodness me, let's breathe. And now they're in again here, Liverpool. They're going to try and add more. That's a good challenge on Cody Gakpo there by Marcus Senesi, who denied that opportunity of another attack for Liverpool. Mohamed Salah now joint fourth for Premier League goals ever. 187 for him. The joint fourth most of any player in Premier League history. And we have mere seconds remaining of this game. The champions are nearly there. They're nearly on the way to their first victory of the season. Anthony Taylor is the one who is watched by 60,000 now. As Tavernier has the ball and Bournemouth have the ball. But they have the ball no more because time has been called. The final whistle goes on opening night at Anfield, and what a glorious night it was. A 6-goal thriller. Liverpool scored 2, then Bournemouth scored 2, and then Liverpool scored another 2 just for fun to win the game. Chiesa thought he got the winner. He started it. Salah finished it. It was all the champions on the night. Bournemouth made it a little bit trickier than they probably would have needed it to be on opening night, Liverpool, but they come out on top. And that man Ugo Ekitike, who opened the scoring tonight, has his first goal in Liverpool red in the Premier League. Cody Gakpo shortly after half-time made it 2. Antoine Semenyo on the double inside the space of 10 minutes made it 2-2. But it was to be the final save for Liverpool. Federico Chiesa on 88 and Mohamed Salah in the 95th minute meant it was full-time. That Liverpool winning by 4-2. Incredible display from the champions. Well, credit to Bournemouth, who really got Liverpool asking questions late in that game. But that is champions-like mentality from the champions, who are defending their title. Well, they're not quite doing much defending tonight, but they're doing a lot of attacking and scored a lot of goals. They're already off the mark and are off with 3 points. And where they ended last season topping the table, they will start opening night until at least 12:30 tomorrow, where they top the table once again. Final score from Anfield on opening night. The champions Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2. And what a night. What a night indeed. Thank you very much for joining us. We do apologise for all the issues that we've had this evening, but what a night for Arne Slot and his Liverpool team. They have come out on top, and the revamped side with a whole host of debutants, 4 debutants tonight for Liverpool in the Premier League, and it is a lot of turnaround from the end of the summer, ending as champions, starting as defending champions, and they come off with a cracking victory on opening night. As I said, credit to Bournemouth, they were really asking Liverpool a lot of questions late, and Antonio Areola's side will have a lot to say for themselves this season because they are looking a very bright side. And Antoine Semenyo, one of their star players, they actually did keep a hold of this summer, and he is going to be a star for them again. A Bournemouth side who didn't score against Liverpool all of last season in either fixture in the Premier League. They have scored 2 against Liverpool tonight. But like Liverpool did last season against them, they outclassed them, and they've scored 4 here at Anfield this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's tell you what's coming up then on the opening weekend then. So this is the full roster. Liverpool already their first win on the board, 4-2. It is finished at Anfield. This is what's to come tomorrow. We start with our first game on Saturday at lunchtime. Aston Villa take on Newcastle at Villa Park. That's tomorrow at 12:30. Also on Saturday's roster, Brighton host Fulham at the Amex. West Ham head to newly promoted Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. Tottenham host newly promoted Burnley at the TH after their Super Cup defeat 3 nights ago. Tottenham will have work to do, but they will want to get off to a winning start in the Premier League. Can Scott Parker's Burnley upset them? Wolves host Man City. That's our game, 5:30 tomorrow. Then we're off the mark on Sunday with 2 games for you. Nottingham Forest take on Brentford is kicking off at the same time as our game, a London derby, as Chelsea take on Crystal Palace at 2. Then followed by a 4:30 kick-off at Old Trafford as Manchester United host Arsenal. And then we round off opening weekend as Leeds take on Everton on the Monday Night Football, 8 o'clock on Monday night. And we'll have that one along with the all 6 games here on opening weekend. But what a night for the champions. They have off the mark. They've 3 points in the bag. They didn't do it the easy way, but when do they ever do? But it's champions-like mentality for Liverpool at Anfield, like it has been over the last 12 months. It is finished. Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2. Credit to Bournemouth, but the champions started like they left off. Good night.